I'll kind of
summarize it. There you
go. So this is the core part of this journey that he's talking about. We want to be laser focused on our being a soul. We are trained to be a body, and then perhaps sometimes thinking we might have a soul that needs some Friday attention. But in this journey, we're going to embrace that we are souls, and our body is in the service of the soul. And so what I'm going to do is everybody has the WhatsApp group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I need to be added.
okay, so before you leave here, we need to get everybody on the WhatsApp group, because as we'll see going forward, it's going to go through the whole trip. WhatsApp is our key to each other. And so I'm going to make a list of some hadiths that talk about just primary character. So for example, smiling. Trying to smile at everyone wherever you go. When you go to Umrah, you might see people who did not remember this hadith. Don't let their lack of the thing bring them to the hadith by bringing it to them. So things like, if you see anybody in need, Allahu fi auni abdihi ma kana fi auni akhihi. Prophet ﷺ said, God will be in the support of his servant as long his servant is in the support of his brother in faith. And so when you see anybody who needs anything, you need to, now be careful. There are professional beggars. This is what they do. So they have a whole zakat system there, and they have a lot of money in it. So if somebody needed zakat, right, they can get it. He's going to mention some points about people who work and things like that. And I would advise, just like we advise here, if you see somebody that looks pretty poor, get them some food. You know, if they're having a hard time carrying something, help them carry it. But giving out money to people, there are people there that are looking for American people to give them money, and they're not serious. So you don't know how to, we're not having bad suspicion, it's just a reality that exists there. So it's probably not a good idea to randomly give money to people. But you know, just different deeds, I'm going to make a whole list of them. So as long as our intention is there, that we are getting close to God because we are going to the place where his final messenger and his original covenant came with his great-great-great-grandfather in the same place, Abraham. We're walking in the footsteps of prophets who walked this earth thousands and thousands of years ago. And this is the very special part of what we're doing, is that we're literally in the footsteps of the prophets here. And so then repenting, some people are living a lifestyle, maybe they got used to not keeping up with their prayers. Maybe some people are, lying or whatever. Maybe somebody is smoking. Maybe somebody, whatever it may be, that sins that you have, intend, because whenever you complete this Umrah, it will wash away your sins. So if you have that intention that I'm turning back to Allah, I'm getting close to him, I'm trying to be in his presence and to keep him with me when I come back, right? Then that is there. And constant prayer and supplication is key. Some people have been told that prayers are Arabic words that you memorize. This is completely wrong. To act like, obviously then Moses and all the other prophets who were not Arabs, obviously their prayers weren't being accepted because they didn't speak Arabic, right? So there's some sort of culturalized, over-Arabized way that hinders people's natural spiritual experience and expression. I've been in Hajj and I've seen going around Tawaf, and there's some guy reading some, for example, Turkish group, Indonesian group. They're not Arab, they don't know. Some guy's reading from some Arabic book, and everybody behind them is repeating after them. Nobody understands what they're saying. And they're in a spiritual experience. So we want to make sure that we emphasize everybody there is having a special, deep connection with God in their own terms. Go ahead.
Just switching real quick. So the first thing that we want to, or that I wanted to cover with everyone, so this is a pop quiz question. Where are we traveling from?
DC.
DC. Good. We had that in the flyer and really tried to make that as clear as possible. And I also did send out a survey to kind of gauge everybody's interest, whether they want to fly there, whether they want to drive there with the group, or whether they want to drive there on your own, which is on this slide. One of the key things to remember is if you are going to travel on your own, just make sure that you are there 3 hours before, right? So whether you're driving, whether you're getting on a bus, a train, or an airplane, just make sure that you're there at least 3 hours before, because you're going to have to check in your bags and all of that good stuff in the Dulles airport. So all of this detail, this shouldn't be the first time you see it, so I'm going to kind of go through it really quickly. The important thing from the survey, I was trying to gauge how many people were willing and able to take their personal cars and if they had room for other people. And the reason I say personal cars is because when you look at renting a car, renting a bus, a charter bus or anything like that, I looked into all those costs, and it can easily, like the charter bus in and of itself is like $8,000 to go there and come back, which is ridiculous. Even if you split it amongst all 36 of us, it's still a very hefty price. So it's a 5.5 hour journey on the road, which isn't that bad. Drive 3 hours, stop, take a break, grab lunch or something, and then continue the rest of the way. Our flight isn't until in the afternoon anyway, at 5 p.m. So we can kind of figure out how we want to get there throughout the day of Saturday. So just a quick raise of hands here. Who said in the survey that they're willing to take their car and have other? Okay, Muhammad. Okay, we've got 3. And so the 3 of you, I'm assuming you're going to have your families with you, right? So in addition to your families, is there room for anyone else?
I can take 1 comfortably.
1 comfortably?
Yeah.
I can take 3.
2 to 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're probably full, brother. Okay.
And I want to emphasize, as we said before, and I'm not going to discriminate here, there's no need to take more than 3 changes of clothes. There's no need for that. We're not on a fashion journey, okay? So just get good 3, and I mean, if you needed to, you could just, wash it with your hand, or even, actually, every hotel has a place for you to wash clothes. If it needed, some stain got on there, you happen to be at, KFC or something, some hot sauce got on there, something like that. But I mean, I don't plan on I'm taking just a Nike bag, I don't think I would advise, not to take a whole bunch of stuff. Now that being said, I mean, did you look into like getting a 15 passenger? Those are like what?
Yeah, that's definitely an option. I don't think they have 15 passenger anymore, but they have 12 passenger vans.
12, yeah.
And so the 12 passengers, just depending on the bags, we may be able to fit 10 people in there.
Yeah.
But no, that's
that's what we were thinking about.
Yeah, that's
So for the people who are planning to drive, I was looking at all the options, and I also looked at one-way rental and all that. It doesn't work out really. So the best option, I think, if you're going to drive there, is you can actually book a parking spot in one of the hotels. You don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
You pay like $5 or $7 a night to book the cars, and you can actually buy it online before you even leave from here. So, and they have shuttles from the hotel to the airport and back, so it's very convenient.
Yeah, actually, that's what we're doing. We're actually gonna drive Friday, spend the night at a hotel, and then leave our car there for the week. And it was a pretty good deal in that way, because we were just concerned, like, make sure we get there with the kids and we're there a day ahead and.
We are
Right.
open to group travel. If you're
Right.
renting, a van, carry 10 people, so count us 5, maybe. So we are open to it.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm still waiting to get a response. I haven't fully got responses from everyone, but I think we'll probably lean towards the idea of getting a rental van. I actually already have a couple on hold, reserved them back many months ago.
So yeah, me and Majid and Rashid, we could go with y'all.
Okay.
If you're interested. Yeah.
Sure. Inshallah.
Road trip.
Brother Nader, when you say 219 airplane, is it a one-way or round trip?
Round trip is what it was. And I sent a screenshot of this specific flight route to the WhatsApp group.
I think it's still available, but it might be a little more expensive, $230, $240 now, but it's around that. Yeah, I was checking that.
It's not blocked? Those are not blocked
No.
tickets?
You need to book it and give it yourself. This is just a suggestion that he made.
Approximate.
Yeah. So the Saudi Airlines, which is the airlines that we're going with, they don't partner with any other airlines, so we can't go from here to DC with Saudi. They start from either DC or from Atlanta. And so DC was the best price-wise, which is why our package is as cheap as it is, because we were able to get a really good deal from Dulles. And so with those savings, then you can, afford to either book a domestic ticket or travel up there, and so on and so forth. Any other questions on traveling up there? No?
So,
How about the baggage policy?
So I was gonna get to it next, but the baggage policy is we are allowed up to two ship bags, since it is international travel. But going back to Imam Yahya's point, there really isn't a need for that much luggage. But if you want to, like especially if this is your first time, maybe you want to buy a lot of gifts for people from there, and you can even buy cheap bags from there and bring things back with you. Yeah. Or if you don't have that much stuff that you're packing, you could put one bag inside the other or something like that.
And usually, going there, they're a little bit more strict here about how much is the bag weigh. When we come back, they're much more easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Can
But we're
I,
not paying them bribes. or
what about bringing like food and stuff through, like, cause I wanna bring snacks for my kids, and are they strict about like us bringing food?
Taking it there?
Yeah, taking it there and like, any
No, I don't
issues?
think so. I think on the way back, you'll probably be asked by the I don't know.
You're talking about going there, right?
Well, right, cause I'm probably putting extra, like, bag just snacks for them
Yeah,
while
if you're
we're
putting
there.
it on the plane,
Trail
fine.
mix and
Yeah,
crackers
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Like if you're putting it on but I think carry on, it might be, I don't know.
As long as it's not liquid.
I think, yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
you could
Okay, so
bring
dry
it.
food that wouldn't.
Yeah, it should be fine. I was just thinking, if you were talking about bringing food here,
No, I'm
sometimes they
saying
do
from
ask,
here to
hey,
there,
did you bring any live
Yeah.
stuff?
But you gotta bring back some dates.
Cause I'm always hungry, you know, I'm hungry, yeah,
Hold on,
when
come
we're
on.
coming back, of course.
Yeah, you can't come back without dates.
Right.
Jointly book a container for dates or something?
Excuse me?
So I had one question, right? If we get individually there, right? So let's say we three get there, are the tickets booked in our names? Do we have a confirmation number?
Yep.
When are we going to get those details?
So everybody's tickets is booked, and inshallah, I'm planning to give that to you when I give you your passport back. So the passports right now, they still haven't processed them because I think they're waiting for 15 days before we have to get right.
Yeah, it's time
Yeah.
for Maghrib.
Yeah, okay. Plus, we'll take a pause here, inshallah, and we'll pick right back up after Maghrib prayer, inshallah.
Something right there. Keep a report back there.
Doesn't have a remote? There should be a remote on this thing. There's a remote in the bag. It's the Canon. Yeah, press it again.